Hi, I'm Alan Walker with Dale Carnegie Training of Tennessee, speaking to you from our Nashville Training Center. Today we're going to talk about how we make decisions. Often we can reflect back on whether we made a good decision or a poor decision that might have been expensive or not. We're going to take a look at specific biases that come into play when we make decisions and at least be aware of those the next time we have a big decision to make. The first bias that we have to think about is what we call excessive optimism. In other words, we think it's going to turn out perfectly, and if we're careful with ourselves, we probably realize it doesn't always. This could be a bias that you find yourself falling into whenever you're making decisions, so just be mindful of the fact that we can be excessively optimistic. The second bias is confirmation bias. We only look for information that confirms what we already think, otherwise known as the 2016 presidential election. Everybody was watching information that already confirmed what they already thought about the particular candidates. The third bias that we have to watch out for is anchoring. First impressions matter, and often they're very difficult to overcome. So the first piece of information that we hear often anchors our thinking about whether something is a good deal or a bad deal, or somebody could perform well in an area or not. The next bias that we have to think about is groupthink. Groupthink can really occur when you have a homogeneous society and everybody comes from the same experiences and the same background. We have a tendency then to think the same way. So if you're making decisions just talking to people who think like you and have the same experiences as you, you're likely going to fall into groupthink. The next one is egocentrism. In other words, we tend to make decisions that are going to benefit us. Particularly dangerous in business because not every decision is going to be best for our team and best for the overall business as a whole. The next bias is loss aversion. Daniel Kahneman, in his seminal study on thinking fast and short, or thinking long and slow, talked about how we have twice as much of an aversion to lose something than we do to gain something. And so we have to be careful in terms of risk factors in making decisions. The next decision bias, and there's only 4 more to go, is sunk cost. Sunk cost is simply I view what I'm doing based off of what I've already put into the process, otherwise known as my Predators tickets. Whenever I try to sell my Predators tickets, I want to at least get what I paid for out of them. But if I can't go to the game, I can't go to the game. I really should take anything that's offered for the ticket. The next one is escalation of commitment. IT professionals know this one well. We tend to keep pouring money into the same assets because we feel it'd be more expensive to completely swap out. A great example for me is my 2000 Honda CR-V. It always seems less expensive to keep fixing it than to get a different vehicle. The second to last bias is called status quo. We have a tendency to like to keep with what we have. And that way that really puts a limit on innovation in the organization. And then finally, present bias. Whatever's in front of us seems to be the best option. That's why whenever you hire, you always want to have multiple candidates so that you can compare against other individuals there. These are 10 quick biases to keep in mind when you're making decisions. If you find yourself wanting to work on making decisions and particularly how you lead your organization, please go to our website for more information and or contact our team at the different offices here in Tennessee. Again, I'm Alan Walker with Dale Carnegie, and let's go make some better decisions.